What do you see? Come on, what are you doing? Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a little different this time around. No, this is not our new house, although I wish it was because it's gorgeous. We are at an Airbnb. We are in Oak Hill, West Virginia. Dylan is running a 100-mile race. You heard that right, 100 miles, not 100K, 100 miles. He's been training for years, months. Saturday is the day. Today's Thursday. We got in early so that we could get settled a little bit. And I'm just gonna put clothes on Murphy real quick because of course it was a long drive, but luckily this Airbnb has a washer and dryer. So Dylan has ran one ultra marathon before this, which was a 50-mile race, and we learned so much from that race, and so we're bringing all that info to this race this time around. And one of the biggest things we learned is that it really takes a crew of people to get the runner through the race. So you're meeting them at different like pit stops and things. So we have Dylan's parents coming, and also our friends Zach and Brett and their little boy coming to help us. Since I have Roan and Murphy, it's hard to do it all, so you definitely need help, and so we brought help with us. So we splurged on the Airbnb, and it's also my birthday this weekend, so it's a little staycation kind of for us. This was only about 3 hours from our new house in Pennsylvania. So this place is called Coal Miners Casa. It's a cute little home in a neighborhood that they've made so fun for visitors. It has a pizza oven and a hot tub and a little yard with hammocks, and so it'll be perfect for all of us to just sit around, hang out, run to help Dylan throughout the weekend. It's also super close to a little running trail and coffee shops and restaurants in town, and this is only like 10 minutes or so from the New River Gorge Bridge. All right, so I'm gonna bring you with us through the weekend. So this is a very different YouTube video than I normally film, obviously, but our life has changed a lot, and so I thought I would take you on this journey with us. So we just stocked up the fridge somewhat here. I actually ordered groceries last night to the local Walmart here, which was really helpful so that we didn't have to pack all of our groceries in, and we also didn't have to take the kids to the grocery store. So highly recommend when traveling just ordering your groceries for pickup and grabbing them on the way in so you don't have to travel with them. But we got all super carb heavy meals for Dylan, and it's awesome because this Airbnb actually has a pizza oven, so we're all gonna do like make your own pizzas tomorrow night, the night before the race. We're gonna have pasta tonight, and then we have lots of junk and snacks for Dylan to eat because he needs to eat a ton of carbs, which is like candy and Reese's and all the junk. So I'll bring you along. What you got?
Popcorn.
Popcorn? You're watching Cars? Yep, let's see. Show me. Ready, set, go. Good.
22 minutes out.
Okay guys, it's been a busy day. I'm at our third stop for the crew for Dylan. This one I'm doing alone. It's about 4:30. He's running 20 minutes early, so he's supposed to be here around 5, but he's running 20 minutes early. So I'm gonna get my stuff together to go bring it to him. We just have to refuel him on his gels, his electrolytes, his water. There's aid stations here with food and all of those things, but you can obviously bring your own. And there's a couple more. The next aid station, our friend Zach is going to join him in his run, so you can have a pacer if you like after 50 miles. And then he can have a pacer with him for as long as Zach wants to go. So into the night, which will be so nice to have someone going into the night, into the dark. So we're gonna go see how he's doing. This race is so huge. There are so many people. It's like bizarre. He's ran a marathon, a trail marathon, and a 50-mile race. That's the only races he's done. And this one is so ginormous and popular, and like I can't even explain how many people are here because there's 250 racers, and then every racer has like a crew of people helping them. So like the parking lots are full, and I just parked by this big boulder and I'm definitely in the way, but at least I got a spot. It's not a spot, but I took it anyways. Alright guys, I'm going to finish out this video real quick. The race didn't go as planned, which happens sometimes. After Dylan changed his clothes for nighttime, he put on compression pants and like put on, you know, a merino wool outer layer. And that was at like 9:30, and Zach was with him. And then basically I went to bed. It was like 10 o'clock by the time I got home from that last meeting with them. Went to bed. Got a text at like 2 a.m. saying he wanted to stop, which at first I literally thought he was joking. Like all of us knew that Dylan wasn't gonna stop unless he was dying, like he absolutely had to. So we were all shocked, but he didn't realize it in the moment. I don't even know if this is why, but he started chafing so badly to where he like literally couldn't even walk and was just bleeding and could not keep going because he was chafed so badly. So when he decided he had to call it quits, it was because one, he couldn't walk, and then also because the next aid station wasn't for 10 more miles, so he would have had to make it 10 miles through the woods in order to stop if he wanted to, which is a very long way when you literally can't take any steps. So he decided to call it quits there because it was the only place someone could come pick him up. I think it's because he put on the compression pants to stay warm. At the time, didn't even think about it. It was already too late by the time I knew about it to like ask him about it. His dad went and picked him up because I was sleeping with the kids. He stopped at mile 70. Obviously we were all still so proud of him, but obviously he also was devastated. He was so upset with himself, but he also knew that he couldn't go on anymore. That's what these races are about. They're about finishing. They're not obviously about coming in first for most people. They're about finishing. And so he was devastated. It was awful. It was sad. But I think failure is really good for you and nice and humbling. Unfortunately for me, that means we have to do this again in around 18 days Dylan will be running another 100-mile race. So it's already December now. This was back in October. It took me forever to get this video out because we have officially moved. Some other things we learned is that like you can be prepared and have like moleskin for blisters and stuff for chafing, but until you're in it and like you see the blisters forming on your feet and you're like, okay, now how do I wrap a blister? Like, what am I supposed to do to fix a blister? What am I supposed to do to fix chafing? Because like there's nothing, like you have never done it before. There's just so many variables that you've never dealt with before that now you have to figure out. So I'm like YouTubing like how to wrap blisters, but he only has toe socks and you can't wrap a blister in toe socks, so you need regular socks too. Another thing we ran into was the headlamp situation, not realizing when it was going to get dark. And so before that last stop, Dylan didn't have his headlamp because he didn't want to run with it because it's extra weight, and I didn't bring him his headlamp at the right time. So Dylan was running in the pitch black, climbing mountains with no light, just pitch black, trying to find his way through the woods. Luckily, someone in front of him looked back to him and was like, do you not have a light? Like, and let him borrow his light. So that was really nice. But another thing that like you don't think about, and then it happens and you're like, oh my gosh. Little things like that, that unless you've come to the problem and have to fix it, if you've never fixed it before, then it can be really difficult. The most disappointing part about all of this was that the race was going so well. Like for his 50-mile race, he started cramping at mile 6 and never stopped the entire 50 miles. This race, everything was going perfect. Like, he felt great. He wasn't cramping. He was fueling perfectly. Like, he had blisters, but it wasn't too bad. The weather was perfect. Like, everything was perfect until it wasn't. So, like, that's the thing, too, is just, like, one thing can happen that completely, like, throws everything off, which is disappointing. So, all to say that we had a great experience. It obviously didn't end how everyone had hoped, but we learned a lot, and he's not gonna stop until we do it. So he'll be running another 100-mile race in Florida. Let me know if you like this vlog. I could take you along for the next one. The next one we're gonna leave the kids at home and it'll just be Dylan and I, and it's a completely different type of race because it's not in the mountains and not hiking, but it's the only one that we could find so that Dylan can have some redemption. But he already has some other races scheduled in the future, so let me know if you like this vlog, if you like this type of content, and I can bring you along for those journeys too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I have linked the Airbnb down below if you're interested in staying there. In the next, if I vlog the next one, I will take you in more detail. I thought I was going to take you in more detail this time around, show you like all the things we brought and how we carried everything, but it's just so chaotic in the moment, and with so many people and with the kids, nothing got done like usual. So maybe next time, just let me know if you would like me to record the next race, which is in January, in a couple weeks. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave me some comments of what you'd like to see, and we will see you next time.